The canceled Netflix series Daredevil suddenly looks vital to the MCU after the reintroduction of Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk in Spider-Man No Way Home and Hawkeye respectively. Let's talk in detail about the Daredevil's return to MCU. Daredevil rapidly became a fan favorite when it aired on Netflix in April 2015, giving a pleasant change of pace from Marvel Studios' high-stakes big-screen spectacles. Daredevil concentrated on street-level crime in Hell's Kitchen and a blind lawyer who wore an all-black suit more suited to a thief than a superhero, while the Avengers faced with extraterrestrial invaders who threatened to wipe out all of New York City. It had more realistic action and more violent brutality. The Avengers had a super spoiler and a gigantic green monster capable of destroying an alien warship with a single punch. Daredevil had a hero who was battered and bloodied nearly as frequently as his super powerless foes. Daredevil starred in an age of Marvel small-screen storytelling that seems a long way from today's. Marvel's television enterprises were scattered across a disconnected multiverse of their own before Marvel Studios started creating its own TV shows to populate Disney+, offering a wide variety of storytelling to equally varied returns. Before Marvel Studios started creating its own TV shows to populate Disney+, Marvel Television worked with 20th Century Fox on programs like Legion and The Gifted, as well as Hulu on titles like Runaways, while Disney-owned ABC hosted MCU-related shows including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, and Inhumans, all under the supervision of Jeff Loeb. Marvel Television's most ambitious project, however, was its collaboration with Netflix, in which it introduced a team of New York City heroes across 4 series: Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist for its street-level take on the Avengers, culminating in the crossover series The Defenders. Cox's Murdock and D'Onofrio's Fisk have been resurrected in the MCU within the span of a week, making cameo appearances in Spider-Man No Way Home and Hawkeye, respectively, more than 3 years after the termination of Daredevil. Those cameos could pave the way for more substantial recurrent roles in the future. As you may know, Fisk is the main villain in Hawkeye. However, the show spends little time defining his backstory or explaining whether this Fisk is the same figure who took control of New York City's underbelly in Daredevil, and he's already assumed dead by the end of the finale. In No Way Home, Cox's Murdock has a significantly smaller role in a narrative that confronts Spider-Man against 5 villains from different realms. Murdock appears in only one scene, in which he plays a lawyer, a very competent one, who offers his services to Peter Parker, Aunt May, and Happy Hogan. Cox was even said to be wearing Daredevil's red and yellow suit from the original comics when he appears in the cameo-packed She-Hulk last year. In 2020, Phaesia's Marvel Studios reclaimed the right to Cox's Murdock and other characters from Marvel canceled Netflix's Daredevil after a 2-year hiatus. This allows Marvel to freely employ Murdock in Spider-Man and the Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, in Hawkeye, the first Marvel Studios series to bring back the same version of a character from the Netflix series Marvel Television. Murdock may not be far behind, with She-Hulk promising more Marvel characters for conflicts in and out of the courtroom. Cox stated on SiriusXM in October that he would not hand over his Daredevil part to another actor without a struggle. "I'd look for my Daredevil mask and then go after him. I'd force them to fight for it."